It was only a few years ago when I wanted to become a mechanic and work on cars. This was way before I knew how bad replacement parts were, from first gen Mustangs all the way up to, early 2000s. But anyway, nobody would hire me because I had no experience, which is understandable, but I eventually found a service writer slash shop sweep job in Huntington Beach. And I figured the best way to learn, aside from having a 9 to 5 in a repair shop, was to buy the cheapest, hacked up, clapped out Mustang and see if I could fix it myself and get some real world hands-on experience. Shout out to my friend Rob for helping me along the way. I didn't even know what I was looking at when I was reading my Chilton manual. We ended up pulling the motor in my carport at my apartment complex at the time and doing a heads cam intake. Had the block honed and installed forged pistons and some scat rods. I also attempted to fix the T5, but failed completely when I forgot to put the front bearing retainer race back in and only had a few gears out of 5. School of Hard Knocks is the best teacher. But unfortunately, I lost the cam lobe due to a stuck lifter, and that's when I had my first experience with bad, quote-unquote, new parts. Talk about humble beginnings. So I ended up working for another Mustang shop that was more performance-oriented. It got to a point where I was doing all the jobs there, and that's when I realized I could do all this work myself and get paid all the money. So I got a job closer to my home in Costa Mesa called Classic Mustang Rentals. I was the only mechanic there, and I was able to use the lift to work on side projects. I did a lot of T5 rebuilds and clutch jobs and slowly gained a lot more experience and started discovering my way. I would also take these 65, 66 Mustangs out all over California, from Palm Springs to San Diego and even Las Vegas for weddings and photo shoots. I would be responsible for keeping them turnkey running, and they did. I lost count of how many starters and flex plates I did, transmissions, motors would go out. I was replacing everything on these cars. And through this time, I also learned how cheap quality replacement parts are for these Mustangs. We would get brand new parts out the box and they would be flawed. From carburetors to transmissions, I soon learned that most of these parts are made in China with no quality control. I also found out that a lot of these Mustangs I worked on were so modified by various different owners over the years that they really needed so much work, it would be easier to just start over. So after my first Fox body project, I decided it was time to redeem myself after I gained some more experience. So I wanted to see if I could do a couple fix and flips. And that's when I started buying rolling shells or rollers and started to get an eye for detail and doing the job better than the last guy or the last 10 previous owners. I figured it was not only the best deal for the price, but I could also easily inspect the car to tell if there was any rust, structural issues, or any accident damage. I wouldn't have to work around the previous owner's half-ass work. I wouldn't even go look at the car unless it had a clean title. I would only buy clean and straight cars and have a solid foundation to start with, because I would never want to sell someone a bad car. So after fixing up and putting together a few Mustangs, I really learned that not only do these overseas, made in China replacement parts lack in quality, but they don't even bolt up as advertised like a factory replacement part should, and requires so much modification to fit, it's almost not even worth your time. It feels like these manufacturers aren't even in the automotive world of restoration and repair because the fitment is so bad. Drop a comment and share your experience with a part that should have taken a weekend to install, but ended up wasting all your time and causing more headaches. I know we've all been there. So this is when I really understood the value of an original low-mile car with factory parts versus a 3+ owner car with extensive modifications done by someone who has never turned a wrench and has different qualifications. So I did pretty well building, enjoying, and flipping a few Fox bodies. But now that I'm sitting on this red hatchback, I think I might have to give it away. I don't know if it's just the area I'm in, but I think the value of these cars went down after it spiked during COVID. But with all this knowledge gained about parts and the reality of replacement parts, I decided to start making my own parts. It all started with my original idea of the heater box cover. If you guys are a Fox body owner and you look at the dash from the passenger side, it almost looks incomplete, like Ford didn't finish the dash or something. And you have this ugly diaper looking heater box in your face. And most of the time people like to run wires and speaker wire across it and just hanging down there in front of your feet, and just adds to the mess. So I wanted to see if I could make a panel to cover all that up and make your interior cleaner. But not a panel made out of plastic that would need drilling to install. It would be a panel that would actually bolt up to your car without having to modify anything, period. That's what you see here. It's finished in a matte black powder coat. It's not spray painted, and it takes 5 minutes to install if you know how to twist a screwdriver. You take it out the box, take out the 2 screws, put the heater box cover in, put the 2 provided screws in, and you're done. There's no drilling, welding, filing, cursing required to install this product. I have so many more ideas to make these Mustangs and parts better, but as a small business, it's tough to get them out with such a small budget. But hopefully with your support and as my channel grows, I can hopefully make these ideas come to life. And if you're looking to complete your interior and give it a more modern look and cover up that ugly heater box, I'll leave the link below where you can order yours.